Hi, I'm Alex Archibald. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity. So Melissa only recently found out that we purchased this Cadillac. I couldn't say no. The price was so good. It's an 88 Cadillac with a leather interior. They've had it pretty well since brand new. And he said, yeah, if you want it, $700, I want it off the driveway. So who could say no to a $700 Cadillac? And it doesn't look like much right now, but I'll do a separate video on this car and me transform it. You can see it's been sitting here a while. It's got dirt, debris, leaves and stuff all in there. So this will be a bit of a renovation video, but that's not why we came here today, although it is kind of nice to look at the car again. It's not rusty or anything. And they've got to sell the Hummer and they have to sell the Jag too, but I think they wanted like $22,000 for that and $8,000 to $10,000, and I'm talking Canadian funds for the Jag, which the Jag seems to be in perfect shape. This was the worst one that they didn't really care too much about. So, well, the Cadillac has arrived. They're just getting it off the trailer. Once it's unloaded, we'll get it moved in the yard and do a little walk around and see what we got to work with. Well, here it is. Last time I saw this car, it was on the driveway of a house that I was clearing some contents out of. You know, when I first saw it, I thought, well, that's too bad. It has white walls on the back, black walls on the front, but it actually does have white walls on the front. They're just completely covered in grime and brake dust. It looks like I'm missing a hubcap there, but if I'm lucky, it might be in the trunk. Now, he said the battery has very little life in it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the hood and put my charger on it and see if we can charge this thing up to 100%, because having a good battery will be important. I will eventually wash the car. Where is the release on this? Oh, feels like maybe right around there. Well, usually it's in the middle. Oh, and it is in the middle. I have to get my hand underneath, see what the engine looks like. Well, it's dusty and dirty. I might actually have to get the leaf blower and blow this thing out. I think that's probably what I'll do. Grab the leaf blower, blow it all out. Is hood gonna stay up? Nope. Need to find something, maybe like a shovel. Oh, I see a rake over there. I'm gonna use the rake to prop up this hood so it doesn't fall on my noggin. Okay, well, it looks like the battery is taking a charge. Let's hope it holds it. I definitely need to clean up under the hood here. This is nasty. This should make for pretty good before and after, because it don't look so hot right now. This intake cover is cracked, and that's not good, because that means it could be sucking dust directly into the engine. So I will have to probably put something like even just black duct tape over top of it for now, so I don't get water or anything in there while I'm cleaning. But let's have a look inside the car. Ooh, leathery. Okie dokie. I got a cassette deck. Oh, ashtray. And it looks like the lighter's even in here. Cadillac lighter. Put that back where it belongs. What's in the glove box? Owner's manual. And it's got, good thing these are here. Those are the keys for removing the lock on the wheels. I don't know if that's, maybe I have to have the key in to make that work, or the battery's dead. Let's see. Road maps, where were they going? Prince Edward Island. It's a bit of a drive from where I am. That's clear across North America. This would have been a good highway car. Interior's not too bad. Driver's seat's a little worn, but headliner's good. It's got this big sunroof. Big, comfy back seat. Let's see if I can get into the trunk. I'm really hoping that this key will be what I need. Okay, well, There's the hubcap. Not much in the trunk, which is okay. Could have been worse. Could be full of mouse nests. I just put the map in there. Why was this off is the question. It's got all the bolts on it. Looks like it just is a pressure fit. Oh, it's loose. Maybe these things got loose. That's not going to stay on. Not like that. Oh, I see. That's the wrong size. That's the deal. It's supposed to go in further. See, it's supposed to go all the way in. So that's not the correct one. This one must be. And maybe he took it off because it looks kind of gross. Just that metal's getting a little worn out. Still rather have it on there than not. There it is. I'll tap that in a little bit better, but at least I have a hubcap again. Well, that is charging, and I can't really wash the car with all this debris all over. I decided to get the shop vac. I was thinking, well, I could get the leaf blower, but that's going to go everywhere. So shop vac it is. See, you can get some of these loose pine needles, which are the worst. Feel like we got to this car kind of just in time. I think it's a good one-owner car. It's just that one owner hasn't been able to drive it, so these things happen. Oh, hear all that getting sucked up in there. Look at that. That all came off of the engine, mainly by the windscreen. What a mess. Well, we boosted her up, and actually doesn't sound half bad. It sounds about how you'd expect a Cadillac engine to sound. We've got headlights. We've got side marker lights. And we got tail lights. We got the whole kit and caboodle. So, mechanically, it doesn't sound terrible. It really needs a good cleaning, though. I did put some tape on that intake just so I don't get water in there. I know it looks terrible like that, but what am I going to do? I guess I could go to a scrapyard and find another one, but these aren't exactly all over the scrapyard. So unfortunately, the battery wasn't holding a charge. I had to boost it. So I'll go and get a new battery and some engine cleaner and stuff tomorrow. So tomorrow will be detail day. I am going to Febreze the interior though, because, well, my grandma had a room in her house that she kept two things, wigs and stacks of newspapers. And it smells exactly like that room in there. And that's not a great thing to smell when you sit in a car. And I don't want to smell like that when I get out of it. So I got to do a little air freshening in there to freshen things up. I'm sure the engine bay smells great because it was covered in pine needles and pine cones, but the interior, not so much. So tomorrow we'll be cleaning. Unfortunately, as it turned out, battery couldn't be saved, but I went and picked up a new one. But that means that I went from being into this car for $700 Canadian to now $930 Canadian. I did buy some Engine Bright, some cleaner and degreaser. So before I put the battery in, we're going to wash down the engine bay, try and tidy that up a bit. May as well do that while the battery's out because a lot of stuff collects underneath the battery tray. In the meantime, I was mowing the lawn earlier and got whacked in the head. You can kind of see my eye here is a little droopy. I got hit in the face. I gave myself a shiner. Tree branch got me. And then I got the tree back. I cut the branch off. It's like an eye for an eye. You hit me, I take your arm. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work on the car. We're going to give this a good soaking because I don't think anybody's been in here cleaning in probably years. I don't want to say ever, but maybe ever. So we'll change that. We'll see if we can't brighten this up a bit, make it look a little better. And now you know why I put the tape on there, so I could avoid getting any liquid inside. This car has been sitting for a little while. Not really driven for a number of years. So I don't know. I always think that a car just seems happier. If cars had personalities, they just run better when they're clean. Maybe I'm crazy. Might be. Probably. Melissa would say I am. But we're going to get this all soaked down and then we'll hose this off. For the first spray, that's much better. No more grease in these areas. That's all cleared out. No more pine needles. And this gives me a chance to kind of do some other things too. Now that it's cleaned off, I'm going to top up the coolant, top up the brake fluids. I can see it's a tiny bit low. So we'll get that checked. We'll check the oil. Might be able to shine up the metal on the top of the engine there. That bright work's gotten a little tarnished. But all things said, that's a heck of a lot tidier than it was a couple minutes ago. Okay, while that's drying off under the hood, I have topped up the fluids under there. I am going to spray some Spray-Nine on here. This is like a all-around good degreaser. No paid advertising here, but Spray-Nine, you got to get on that. We're going to let that soak for a while, actually, because that is a filthy wheel. But I'll go do the other one too. I thought they were all mismatched, but alas, no, the tires are just really filthy. So we'll let that sit and soak on there for a while, and we'll see if we can't get some of that dirt and brake dust off. You can kind of see it's turning yellow already. This stuff is pretty fast acting, and it's safe for rubber, which is why I like using it on wheels. They use it in hospitals and stuff to clean toilet seats and whatever. It's just a good industrial kind of cleaner. May as well do them all while I'm at it. Even though these ones aren't as bad. Fronts always get a bit more wear because of brake dust. All the extra turning and work that the front wheels do. Again, you can see it turning brown. It's doing its job. Now I will scrub these later with an SOS pad. Those do a nice job of bringing up white walls, but I'm going to see if the pressure washer takes any of it off. Let's find out. There's a white wall. Where were you hiding? Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode. I was just out buying a collection of Coca-Cola stuff, and the back of my Jeep is completely packed. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items back there that were acquired over a period of probably 40 years or more. The lady I bought them from is actually a neighbor and friend of ours, and she wanted the stuff all gone, so we're going to take a risk on it and pick it up and take it to auction. Paid $1,250 for the contents in the back there. So we'll get the stuff home and we will see if there's good value there, but it's all going to go to auction, no reserve. So it's anybody's guess what it goes for. But let's do a little discovery, see what I found, and hopefully there'll be a few surprises. Let's go. Interior smells much better. Febreze and air freshener did its job. I got the window down, just going for a little test drive. And honestly, so far, the car seems to drive fantastic. Like you'd expect, like a Cadillac. Now the question will be, what will the car bring now that it's cleaned up and running and has a brand new battery? I'll have to wait until the auction to find out. Well, we got it over to the auction, and I have to say the car cleaned up really, really well. It's pretty well mint, other than the seats have some cracking. The engine runs fantastic. No wobbles or issue. This should be a very good car for someone, and it certainly looks a lot nicer now. Look how the paint came up. Got all the tree sap and everything off the hood. No more pine needles. And there's even a set of brand new wiper blades in the back. So somebody's gonna be ready to go. We'll just see how it does at auction, which is gonna be in a couple days, and it's a roll of the dice, but I think on this car we should be all right. Somebody will want a nice old caddy. Well, the car went to the auction and I started watching the sale. And at first it sat for $500 for a couple days, and I was getting worried that nobody was going to bid on it. Then it went up to $700, which is what I paid for it. And I think, okay, gonna get my money back. Then to $900, and eventually sold for just over $1,000. Now, you might think, oh, you made a few $100. That's not the case, actually, because the battery itself was a couple hundred, plus I had to get the vehicle down there. So I ended up, I wouldn't even say breaking even. I probably lost $50. But at the end of the day, the car sold. It's going to a new home, and we'll hopefully see some life again rather than languishing on that driveway. Plus, the people whose house it was at, they needed the space so they could get some dump bins and stuff brought in. So all worked out kind of well, and I got to clean a car. That's kind of fun for me. So this one was kind of a wash, but I figured I'd show it to you either way. The car did clean up pretty nice. That body on the car was immaculate, but it did have high mileage, and that always affects the value of a vehicle. That said, it still drove really nice, and I'm sure it'll be a good driver for somebody. But guys, as for me, I'm off for more adventures. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that already, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now, guys.